Fire department, location of the emergency?
15449 North 25th Avenue.
Is this a house or an apartment?
An apartment.
And what's going on?
The fucking apartment's on fire.
Okay, do you know if anyone's still inside the apartment?
I have no idea.
All right, just do your best to try and get everyone out of there. We have the fire department on the way, okay? You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Station 42, engine 33, Battalion 4, engine ladder 41, Battalion 151, channel 631, apartment fire.
All personnel, be advised, all units responding 15449, Lower 25th Avenue, possible person trapped. Personnel, be advised, responding 15449, Lower 25th Avenue, this is balance to a first alarm.
A call came out at 10 o'clock. It was a 3-in-1 assignment. We heard to the truck. We heard right away it was Cobblestone Apartments. So immediately in our mind, we had that fire 2 years ago. We're thinking, okay, we know what we have over there. We've been there. As we rolled out, instantly the alarm room gave us a message over the radio that we had reported persons trapped. Right away, I looked back to the crew, let them know, hey, we're going in Cobblestone. We got a working fire. We got a person's trapped. I'm thinking no IRIC. I'm thinking we've been there before 2 years ago, so I knew what we were up against. As we came in, we could see we had a working fire right away. This is a real tight complex, not much room to operate. So that was real critical coming in. Actually, I got the map book open, I leaned back and I showed the crew, I believe we're going to go in this way. This is a hydrant we're going to take. So everybody was on the same page. We laid off the hydrant that we talked about. I gave a quick plan to the crew before they jumped off the truck, let them know, hey, as soon as you lay that plug, get a pike pole, meet me at the door. We've got somebody upstairs. We're going to look for this victim. Before I got out of the truck, I had enough time to, after I gave my on-scene report, I gave that. Matter of fact, as soon as I saw the building, I started giving my on-scene report because I wanted to have enough time to get a little follow-up report before I got off the truck.
Engine 42 long.
Engine 22 go. 42 go.
I'm seeing of a two-story.
41.
Complex. Fire smoke showing. Engine 42 will be 25th Avenue command. And then all set. Just straight out of here. We're laying a line, taking in a hand line.
I had enough time just before I got out of the truck to go ahead and balance to a second alarm. I believe alarm, before we even got on scene, they had bumped it up to first alarm, so we went ahead and called for a second alarm. Got off the truck. We met by a ton of people. We got somebody trapped upstairs.
Second alarm. Be advised we have heavy fire showing from the roof.
Copy, heavy fire from the roof.
25th Avenue command alarm. Balance just to second alarm.
Balance to second alarm.
Command to Rescue 42. Come on up. Rescue the crew. You'll be part of engine 42.
Rescue 42 coming up to you right now. Alarm to 25th Avenue command.
25th Avenue command, go ahead.
Command, be advised, there's reports of persons trapped inside.
Copy. Report the person trapped inside.
As we were making our way up the stairs, just like I anticipated, 33 was next on scene. I can hear him asking for an assignment. Right away, I assigned him to go ahead and lay another line in and pull a second line to assist me on search and rescue. I had 4 units up there I needed to search in a hurry.
Engine 33, stage north. Engine 33, I need you to go ahead and lay the line and come on in. Next to my truck, pull a second line to assist. It looks like we have possible attic involvement here. Engine 33 to command, do you guys have a supply line already, or is this a separate supply line? It's a supply line. We're going to need a lot of water on this. Engine 33 copies. Engine 41 south. Engine 41. Come on in, pull a second line off my truck and assist. Getting all clear in a second pull.
At that point, we made the fire floor, started to head in. Another company was on scene. At that time, I asked them to park their truck and pull another line up and assist me.
En route, we had PTI information that there might be possibly a victim trapped on the second floor. Based on that critical fire ground factor, the size, extent, and location of the fire, the time of day, the type of construction this cobblestone apartment complex presented with large, open, common attic spaces, we knew that we had the potential for a rapidly moving fire. Listening to the on-scene report while we're en route on Battalion 4, you could tell that's exactly what John had when he arrived on the scene.
After we made the fire floor, right away I saw that engine 33 was coming up. At that time, my initial plan was to get these companies that were coming up to join me to search the other apartments. Me and my crew was going into the fire floor, the apartment that was fully involved. As we made our way in, I made a report over the radio, I believe to Engine 33. I just wanted this over the radio. I said, I believe we have attic involvement.
Well, as you can see from Captain Nettles there, when you get on the scene as the first incident commander, the first unit on the scene in the city of Phoenix, there's a lot of responsibility that goes along with that. We often talk about the characteristics or the role of that first incident commander. If you think about it from Fire Chief's last book, we talk about that incident commander being a Lone Ranger manager. That means he's making decisions pretty much on his own. He's got to make decisions in a decreased time frame. There has to be some rapid decisions. He's making decisions with little or no information, so it's a limited information that he's making these decisions on. And he's making decisions that actually affects people's lives. So if you just look at that very first incident commander that arrives on the scene, the parameters of what they perform their management function under is pretty limited.
Just about that time when we started to enter the fire room to start our search, Battalion 4 cleared me, said they were on scene, going to take command, asked for a CAN report. I let them know we had heavy fire. It was over our head.
Battalion 4 on the scene. Battalion 4 to command.
Command, go ahead.
John, I'll assume command. Tell me where your position is and what your function.
Copy. We're taking a hand line to the second floor. On the west side will be... It appears that we have heavy in one unit and extends into the attic.
Copy. You're taking a line to the second floor on the west. I'm going to make you West Sector. You have Rescue 42 and Engine 41 with you.
That's Rescue 42 and Engine 41 out the West Sector.
Ladder 41 on scene.
I let my crew know that room that we went into was heavily involved. I let my crew know that we weren't going to go in too far. Let's get in as far as we can, do a search. My main concern at that time, because I didn't know which unit we had to trap people in, was to get the other units cleared. I did a face-to-face with, I believe it was Engine 33 captain, let him know I need these rooms cleared.
And Engine 33.
Engine 33.
Give me your position and function.
Engine 33 landed supply line to the front of the complex right by Engine 42. We're going to be pulling a second hand line up to the second floor. Be assist with search and rescue and fire attack on the second floor.
Copy. I'm going to make you north sector. I want you to work on trying to cut off the extension to the north. 41 on scene. Commando ladder 41. Ladder 41, go. Give me a spot. Get your platform up. Tell me what side of the building you're on. We'll see if we can brown this out with elevated water. Copy. We're going to spot for our elevated stream and give you a report.
I'm the 25th Avenue Command.
No alarm.
Command, it's your 10-minute elapsed time notification.
Copy. We have a well-involved fire in a two-story apartment complex. We have lines laid and extended to the second floor for fire attack. Working on all clear. We're offensive at this time.
As you just heard Chief Davis, he was the first battalion chief on the scene, and he accepted the transfer of command from the original IC, which was John Nettles. And in our system, that transfer is pretty simple. What happened was Chief Davis was listening to the information, he was listening to the assignments, he was listening to the CAN reports, and when he arrived on the scene, he went ahead and positioned his vehicle and was able to assume command from that vehicle.
The position that the command post was in was west of the apartment, which faced the balcony where the fire actually originated from, so we can see kind of the beginning of the fire spread. I sent my FIT, Matt Roberts, out to do recon because we want to confirm we're in the right strategy, and we're going to remain in a stationary command position, so we need to get more looks of the building. So I confirmed what the plan was. I confirmed the strategy we were in. I wanted to challenge some of the unknowns at this point with more information, and I did that through recon. I did that through radio reports. I felt like if we don't have enough manpower resource and lines in position within a matter of a short time, that we're probably going to have to challenge the strategy and take our people and convert to defensive, go exterior, because the fire spread was over the top of them from what we could see. And it was confirmed through progress reports. When I went to the sectors and asked for CAN reports, what I kept getting back was that they had the fire above them, that they've gone and they've searched here and the fire is above them, and that they need more help. They need more lines.
Go West Sector. Copy, you got it all clear on 3 of the 4 units, and is that on the 2nd floor, John?
That's affirmative.
Command to engine 35.
35.
35, I want you to get a line off of engine 33, their north sector. I want you to take that line to the 1st floor and work on it all clear on the 1st floor.
Ladder 50 south on 25th Ave.
Ladder 50, standby. Command to engine 35, did you copy?
Yeah, I didn't get the last part, but it's 35. Take the line to the 1st floor and get it all clear.
I want you to be sector 1.
Copy, sector 1.
There was excellent communication between face-to-face between sectors, between company officers on engine 42, John Nettles, and Bobby Dubnow on engine 33. So they coordinated their search of each of those units, determined which units had been searched to that point, which ones still needed to be searched, and where the fire was at that point in time. Engine 33, assigned to the north, went in those units. In every place they pulled ceiling, they had fire above them. Until they went to the far end of the north unit, still had fire above them. Bobby did a great job of communicating that to me as command, as that we have fire all over us.
North sector to command.
The north sector.
Be advised, we have it all clear. To the north command on the 2nd floor. We are working with heavy fire involvement up in the
Copy, you have it all clear on the 2nd floor north units, and you have heavy fire above you. You're working to cut it off in the attic. Go north sector.
I need another line up in this apartment to the north side.
Copy, you need another line. Listen, here, our plan is going to be to change our strategy. We're getting ready to go defensive on this. As soon as we have the all clears, I think we have all clear on yours, so get ready to abandon your position.
Following the CAN reports on the extent of the fire, how it had passed the positions they were at in the north sector, the fact that they had given all clears on those units that they had searched, I pretty much basically gave them a defensive pre-alert. I told them when we had an all clear on all the units on the 2nd floor, we were going to change our strategy. And it seemed to be a pretty clear report, because right after that I got reports back from my operating sectors on the 2nd floor that they had all clears and that they had PARs on their people. And at that point, we emergency traffic, we announced a change in strategy. They were already beginning to evacuate their positions, and we converted to a defensive exterior firefight.
At the time that I was listening on the radio to see if command was seeing what I saw, because I was seeing a lot of fire and it wasn't going out. Matter of fact, I was just about to give a report that I think that we need to pull back, and at that time I heard command tell another unit we were getting ready to go defensive. At that time I let everybody know that was operating under my sector that we're getting ready to go defensive. Pull your lines back. Everybody pulled back under the doorways. We started to work our way down. Command went defensive. We got everybody down. I was the last one down the stairs to make sure I had them all. I had a PAR on everybody.
So this is something, they were both on the same page, they were both looking at the same fire, and it made the transfer very simple.
Command to alarm emergency traffic. Command to all units on the Fireground. We're changing to defensive strategy, abandon offensive positions, and report PARs when you're out of the building. Command to engine 735.
735, go.
Where you're going and setting up with ladder 41, but 151's coming to assume east sector. You're going to be working for battalion 151, east sector. Copy.
Copy. I'll be working for for battalion 151. I'm going to be coordinating another line to ladder 41. Fully set on the scene. 53.
I need you to lay a supply line to the west driveway. I need you to set up a horizontal standpipe. And we'll operate on the west side of the fire building. Come in from the west side with a horizontal standpipe, lay our own line, copy. Command to Battalion 3.
Battalion 3.
Battalion 3, I want you to go to the north side, assume north sector. Right now I have engine 33. I need to get another engine company with a horizontal master stream and a portable stang to work on this. Command to Battalion 2.
Battalion 2.
Battalion 2, I'm going to assign you south sector. There's no companies in south yet. I want you to go to the south side, determine what resources you need to protect exposures.
Copy that. Battalion 2 is going to assume south sector, and I'll let you know the resources we're going to need.
On any incident, I think one of the most critical components, critical factors on the fire ground is communication. So let's just spend a moment talking about communications on this one. An organizational flow chart is created with the incident commander, the tactical sectors, and the task operations. And that organizational flow chart is also used as a communication flow chart. So as you can see, the incident commander controls the amount of communication, controls the pace of the communication, and he controls pretty much the setting on which the communication takes place. He's talking to the sector officers are talking to their companies, and in this case, it was probably one of the best examples of communication I've seen on the fire ground. You have an operation that is offensive, and then it goes defensive very fast, like most of them do, and everybody on the fire ground understood, because of the communications, that they were getting ready to go defensive based on CAN reports. So when they did go defensive, there was absolutely no surprise whatsoever. It was a simple operation. When we go defensive, we don't stop fighting the fire. We just fight it from a different standpoint and a different strategy based on that risk management plan.
In doing post-incident talks with the crews and handling the critique and reviewing this, the lessons learned positively reinforce why we have standard operating procedures. When you apply standard operating procedures correctly, it makes incidents go properly. And it's for firefighter safety. And you saw this throughout this incident, from everything from a concise on-the-scene report to having pre-fire planning from the first-in companies to deployment to being able to, at the task level, recognizing how to take a hydrant to provide access for other arriving companies, to how important communication is to follow the order model. In this instance, for example, the order model was tremendous. Even though there was a lot of radio traffic, people didn't step over one another's radio traffic. They let the communication link be complete before they came in with a report. So probably the greatest lessons learned is SOPs work for us. That's why they're in place. That's why we were so diligent in developing them, reviewing them, and reinforcing them.
If we had this fire 5 or 10 years ago, I think with our strong SOPs, we would have fought this thing very much the same, the physical way we fought this. But with the training and the things that we've done in the fire department in the last few years, there's no doubt that there was way better communication, there was way better thought in my mind as a captain on what I wanted to do, how I wanted to protect my crew, how long I would allow my crew to be into this fire, and it's much more clear what our objectives are.
We go through a process at the Phoenix Fire Department. That process is pretty standard, and we expect all of our captains and battalion chiefs to go through this process. In fact, everybody that arrives on the scene should go through this process internally, and the way it is first of all, we want them to get on the scene, look at the critical fireground factors, and identify a handful of critical fireground factors that they're going to deal with. Those fireground factors in this case, as you heard Captain Nettles, was he had a life safety issue, he had a large amount of fire, he had access problems as far as a large apartment complex, he had water issues as far as a decreased number of hydrants, and he had a secondary access problems because the fire itself was on the second floor. So he identified those. The next step of the process is that we identify our risk management plan. In this case, he risked a lot to save a lot. In other words, they were going to do an interior search in that structure to see if they can save people's lives, because there was possibly savable lives inside there. That leads us to the third decision, and that is our strategy. Strategy is pretty simple. There's two of them. There's offensive and defensive. Offensive is synonymous with inside, defensive with outside. He decided to make an interior attack. That leads to his incident action plan. His incident action plan was a fast, aggressive interior attack to the area of origin, search and rescue, and to confine the fire to that area. The next decision he has to make in that process is a deployment decision. What does he do with the companies that are arriving behind him? He puts his head down, goes into fire, and commands from the fast attack mode. Before he does that, he's got to decide where he wants his next couple companies. In this case, what John did is he decided his line was going to be an interior attack, the second line was going to be a backup. He had the position for the third line picked out, and he also knew exactly where he's going to ventilate. And so he had all those companies all figured out before he actually ducked his head and went inside the fire. It's also important to note, once again, that as a battalion chief gets on the scene and they accept that incident action plan, they have to go through that exact same process: critical fireground factors, risk management plan, strategy, incident action plan.